Welcome to the Stoic Tide. There's something quietly terrifying about the man who no longer needs to be seen. He walks through life like a shadow, calm, measured, unstoppable, while the world screams for attention. He chooses silence. He doesn't post his every move. He doesn't perform for the crowd. He doesn't chase validation. He simply is. And in that stillness, there is power. Most people don't realize how addicted they've become to being seen, to be invisible. Feels like death in a world built on attention. But the wise, they understand something deeper. They know that silence is not absence. It's presence sharpened, controlled, weaponized. The age of noise, we live in the age of noise. Every second, another shout for attention. Every scroll, another plea to be noticed. Everyone performing, no one becoming. Our lives are broadcast instead of lived. We've traded depth for visibility and wisdom for followers. Marcus Aurelius once warned himself, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The quiet man has taken this to heart. He doesn't argue. He becomes. The silent man no longer competes for attention. He competes only with yesterday's self. He doesn't need the crowd to clap. He needs his soul to approve, because he knows that applause fades, but alignment endures. 2. The art of disappearing. There's a strange strength in disappearing. To step back from the spotlight, to vanish from the endless performance, to live life as though no one is watching, because maybe no one should be. Epictetus once said, "If you wish to be loved, love yourself first." The man who loves himself doesn't need the world to notice. He knows his worth without the echo of applause. He understands that attention is currency, and where you spend it decides who you become. So he guards it fiercely. Every post, every opinion, every photo weighed carefully. He asks himself, am I sharing this for meaning or for validation? And often, he chooses silence. 3. The discipline of invisibility. The quiet man's strength is not born of indifference. It's forged in discipline. He feels the same impulses as everyone else, to boast, to prove, to show, but he conquers them. He knows that true power is measured in restraint. Seneca wrote, "We should give as the sun gives, not to be thanked, but because it is in our nature to shine." The silent man shines, not for the crowd, but for his purpose. His peace is sacred. His progress is private. He doesn't need the world to witness his growth, because he's busy becoming unstoppable. He wakes before dawn, trains when no one's watching, builds when no one's cheering, and triumphs without a single post. He doesn't need to say, "I'm working." His results whisper it for him. The fortress of solitude. The Stoics believed the greatest empire to rule is your own mind. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that's what the silent man becomes, a sovereign of self. He builds a fortress of solitude around his thoughts, a sanctuary where no algorithm can reach, no comment can wound, no envy can infect. He has learned to sit in silence and listen, because in silence, truth speaks. In solitude, the soul sharpens, and in stillness, strength is reborn, while others chase the flickering light of recognition. He chases something eternal, peace. He understands that the man who must constantly prove his worth has already lost it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." The craving to be seen is the new poverty, the addiction to attention, the new slavery. The quiet man is free. The power of stillness, silence, is not passive, it is power. Contained, it's the warrior's calm before battle, the philosopher's pause before truth. The world mistakes quiet for weakness, but only because it's forgotten how to listen. Those who move in silent secre storms. Inside, they do not announce their victories, they arrive with them. They do not beg to be seen. Their presence commands notice. They do not react, they respond when it matters, because mastery doesn't shout, it radiates. When the silent man acts, the world feels it, because real strength doesn't need an audience. It leaves an imprint, not an impression. The spiritual rebellion. She's in silence in a world of noise is rebellion. It's a declaration, I will not be owned by the crowd. He understands that validation is the cheapest drug, and attention the most expensive prison, so he withdraws, not to escape, but to elevate. He turns down the volume of the world and listens to the whisper of the soul. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. The quiet man has done exactly that. He doesn't announce his goals, he builds them. He doesn't post his dreams, he lives them. He doesn't seek the light, he becomes ITV. The legacy of the unseen history remembers not the loudest, but the most disciplined, the philosophers, warriors, artists. Their greatness was not born from attention, but from devotion. The modern world has forgotten this, but the Stoic remembers. He knows that every moment spent chasing attention is a moment stolen from purpose, so he chooses focus over fame, creation over comparison, substance over show, and in doing so, he becomes unshakable. Silence is armor. It is the mark of those who no longer need to prove, because they have already become. The quiet man doesn't post to be seen, he lives to be. He doesn't boast, he breathes purpose. He doesn't chase, he creates. And when the world grows loud again, he simply smiles, because he knows the storm cannot touch the mountain that stands still. So to you, watching this now, remember this. You owe the world nothing. Your worth is not public property. Your peace is not for sale. Guard it, protect it. Live quietly, build deeply, and let your results make the noise. As Seneca said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Don't waste yours performing, spend it becoming, because the world that screams for attention will never understand the strength of your silence. If this message resonated with you, take a deep breath, remember who you are, and join the Stoic Tide. Like the video, share it with someone who needs silence, and subscribe it out. Keep your soul anchored in the noise of the modern world. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Confucius: man conquers the world by conquering himself. Zeno of Citium: to live a good life, we have the potential for it, if we learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. Marcus Aurelius: don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Epictetus.